Hello and welcome to Live for the Party. We are NyxRising Industries. I am JD, your Dungeon Master. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Cue title sequence. We catch up with our adventurers who have just leveled up to 5.
Finally!
After defeating their first dungeon, which was designed with the help of our wonderful fans on the Discord.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all your wonderful ideas in there.
I guess.
You're my evil. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Our adventurers spent some time plundering the depths of this pyramid, workshop, sanctuary building. No one truly knows the full meaning of it besides charting the positions of the stars and planes. We ploughed through undead, avoided basilisks, and dealt with a sphinx, which managed to remove a curse placed on 2 of you, Elyse and Renard, after you were struck by mummies, which could eventually have led to your death.
Killed us in like 3 days.
Yeah, potentially. If any of you haven't read up on it, your body just turns to dust.
Oh.
Yeah, so y'all the bit.
Would have got it snapped.
Yeah.
Oh, we would have got a
Yeah. I don't feel so good.
Instead, the party raided this workshop of its riches and dealt with the Sphinx to get out, answering a riddle after some deliberation. And the Sphinx, in return for a year from each of them, its full meaning unclear, removed the curse on these 2. Disappearing.
One of us, but okay.
Yep. Disappearing into a tornado of sand and dust. It vanishes from sight, the wall sealing up behind it. You stand now between the pyramid and some of the town. Okay? The vegetation and mulch has blasted away off the first 5 or 10 buildings. You now see low, square, whitewashed stone buildings which have just been stained green and brown with centuries of plants growing over them. You see the remains of the giant and the giant snake. Their lower quarter turned to dust by the shockwave that emanated from the temple when you activated the machine.
What kind of time of day is it now?
So now it's night.
Okay, I'm gonna put up some dancing lights.
Elyse immediately, as I said at the end of the last episode, had put her hand on her arcane focus and was about to walk away and try to commune, and just she was asking what had just happened and what it meant if they knew.
You don't get any response. You get the impression that this isn't really a communication device. This is just that at one point maybe this creature was using it as a way to communicate with you, but it's not going to yield these results again. It will.
She this just like stony expression comes over her face, and in full then says to herself, I have to survive no matter what. And just sits down and kind of stares into the arcane focus for a bit.
Okay. You're in a sort of little dip, so about 20-25 meters off from the pyramid. The mulch sort of slopes up again, crawling over the skeletons and the buildings. So if you wanted, you'd be able to walk out and up this like slight hill for getting back up onto like the surface and the tops of these things before cresting down towards the bank and the boat. So you're not far away from everything, but the stars are out, so like poking through. The moon is in the sky.
I'd suggest we get back to the water onto our ship.
Yes. Sleep there for the night.
Yeah. Okay. You walk down on the roads of this now silent town or village, or perhaps it was just housing that sort of accommodated the workers of this place before they were trapped here by whatever means it was. Crest up this like sort of dodgy, rocky hill of mulch. It hasn't been blasted by the shockwave, and crest up to the top. Walk along over the tops of these buildings, through the skeleton and around it, and admiring its magnificence one more. From where you are, looking back, and you can see the stepped pyramid, these 5 layers.
As we walk past the skeleton, Moran is just going to say, I guess we're pretty lucky that thing didn't have one of those circlets, huh?
Don't even joke.
See a twitch.
Elyse's expression doesn't change. She's just not talking, not reacting to anything.
You press. Sorry.
As we, I guess, walk back towards the hole through the trees left by the skull before, I'm just going to turn to the others as we're walking. Listen, I want to apologise that we misunderstood the Sphinx, and I thought that was only going to take something from myself and Elyse. But
It made both of you better.
it made both of us better, and I think we can face whatever it brings us. I believe we can.
You won't know.
And I don't feel like it has to be a bad thing, you know. I don't feel like it's giving us a year of our lives just to come and kill us at the end of it.
We don't know what to do with that year is what I'm concerned about.
Well, me too, absolutely.
We have no
definitely
idea what a
worry.
year means.
No, which means we
You're
shouldn't.
taken away a year, given a year of something.
At least we shouldn't just immediately panic about it.
I'm not panicking.
I can tell you're getting stressed out.
It was a stressful situation.
It was. But we move forward. We focus on the next thing.
Lakeside.
You slowly crest down the softly sloping hill and get to the bank of the river.
Elyse still has the boat in her pouch, and she's like completely wordless as she walks down towards the water, with everyone kind of lingering behind, still with the arcane focus in her hand. And when they get to the water, she just wordlessly takes the bottle out and smashes it.
This shockwave ripples out again. You hear the creaking and groaning of wood. And you're able to look at it this time, although it is darker. You watch the water ripple out as it unfolds from where it shouldn't, and the mast comes up and pushes out of space that wasn't there before. The water laps over your feet.
I love this thing. I'm just going to climb straight on this time.
Yeah. Hold on.
Every ship needs a name. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Boats have names. That's nice.
Can we just get to Lakeside, please?
Yes.
Is you guys ready to... whatever?
I think we should sleep first, Elyse.
There's loads of rocks in the water. We don't want to hit them at night.
Yeah.
Just throws the rope down, climbs up the mast, sits up there.
I will put the anchor down.
Yeah.
So a name for the ship. Anyone have any suggestions, or because I do, but I don't want to step on any toes.
And what's your suggestion?
There was a ship that I used to have. I'd love to name this one after that, but
What is it?
the Lyra Bird.
I like that.
Just a suggestion. I'm gonna light the braziers along the
Yeah.
mast.
Yeah.
Take my lights back.
The boat's
Rations, anyone?
Your favourite?
The boat is softly illuminated with this warm glow, which is echoed by the light of the moon shining off the river. It's all coming down. It's all like winding column through the trees. It's like winding avenue.
Can I
Just serene stillness.
Sat on the prow, Elyse just puts the arcane focus away, takes out the research journal, and just sort of traces the shape of the boat in front of her.
Yeah.
And this wall of static, this line of static appears after her finger as she traces, and then a wall of static just around the boat.
Yeah. It shimmers for a second and then you can't see it.
Thank you.
And she starts flicking through the pages again and reading.
Okay.
I know we're going to have a long rest at some point soon, but Sariel's going to cast Healing Spirit again. And the bluish white hair is going to sort of hop around people. And everyone gets 4 points back.
It's like drinking like a hot cup of tea. It just like spreads through you.
Astra puts his hand out, like, towards it, and I'm sure it goes through it as he hops past. Like, he wouldn't be able to touch it, would he? I think it
It's
is.
sort of like semi-corporeal.
Because she was holding it before. He pets it as it goes past.
It worked.
Your hands like slightly go through it, but there's like some faint resistance.
It actually worked this time. The Sphinx wasn't lying, so that's something.
That's good to see. She holds the hair.
He's held.
It's my emotional support here.
Yeah.
We can go below deck and see if the previous owners have left anything nice there, like a bottle of rum or anything like that.
It takes you a little while, it takes you 5 minutes, but tucked under tucked under one of the floorboards, you do find it, and it's a bit dusty and it just says mulligans. And
I come up with whatever forms of like cup or anything I can find.
There are enough cups. And
Anybody want a little drink? After that?
At that, Elyse actually turns around and looks at him. She doesn't say anything, she just kind of looks back down to her.
I'd like one, please.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Sarah. Cassian?
I don't partake, but thank you.
No problem. I pour one for each of you and I'm going to take one up the front to Elyse.
Elyse, you notice, sort of coming up from the front, 4 little noses, porpoises.
Friends! Roll initiative.
Die of vomit. Poke their heads out of the water and just sort of. Actually, I don't know if do porpoises laugh as well. Who knows? They do in my world. I don't know the difference.
Dragons exist, so whatever.
Yeah.
So a porpoise can laugh?
Yeah, I don't know the difference between a porpoise
Fantasy
and a
porpoise.
Yeah, exactly. They laugh
What
at you
is
for- Stop it.
The funny sights man is on top of the porpoise.
Here's Aquaman. Oh, thank you for our fan created NPCs, the porpoises. So, Kako, you'll see them over the bow and there for a couple of seconds and they splash back in, and as their tails go back in, some of the water splashes back up on you two.
We can turn into them then.
Have you ever been a porpoise before?
I don't think I've ever been one of those.
We can try it sometime.
That was fun.
Oh, I need to get dolphin minis now.
Yes! Oh no, what a shame.
Past Elyse a small, I suppose, wooden cup of whatever rum that was.
And she takes it,
You can use it.
knocks it back
I will
with
pour
a shaking
another.
hand.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then some for myself. That ship you, huh?
That's obvious.
Mmm.
It wasn't just that. It was
The curse.
partly that. Other things too.
No matter what it is, I know you can handle it.
I'm not so sure.
No, you can. I've seen how capable you are.
I have been in places like that before. Not exactly like that, obviously. But I spent my whole life in those kinds of places with my crew, and I'm worried that without them I'm not as good at this kind of thing as I thought I was. I think they were kind of carrying me. I don't know.
I don't think that's true at all. Perhaps we're not as competent as them. But
They are all much more powerful than me, and they got captured. And I don't know what that means for me.
they got captured and you didn't. It means you're doing fantastic. Don't even worry about it. All that matters is that we just focus on the next goal, remember?
Yeah, I know.
Put it out of your head.
It's
Drink
very
some rum.
difficult to do that.
And then get out of your head and talk to people and distract yourself and stop looking in that book. You're just gonna keep dwelling on the past. You know,
She snaps the book shut and
we
holds it to her.
can't change anything that's happened. And I can tell that a lot's happened to you. But we can start again right now and change the ending. You just gonna clap a hand on her shoulder and walk
She
away.
nods.
Okay.
She spends some more time sat there drinking. She does look through the book a little bit more, but then she puts it away, and when she's finished her drink she walks back over to the others
Okay.
and just like walks up to Ren and holds the glass out again
Okay. Alright.
and
Okay.
sits down without saying anything.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing?
Cassian is going to go below deck and get changed into his other set of clothes. It's sort of much the same of what he had on before, but without the... Because he's got like a tunic, then the armour, and then like a long vest over it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have the long vest, is going to repair that on his own time. Just more of like a sensible shirt underneath,
Yeah.
and then the sleeveless tunic
Yeah.
with the big belt and the armour piece.
Mm-hmm. You sort of clean yourself up a bit, and you look at your hair's not as bad as you thought. It's sort of just like the sides are a bit frazzled. It's something, but everything's something you can work with.
And just go back up and kind of sit away from everyone else for a little bit.
Sarah was going to sit and watch the water for a while and sing in that the language that she was singing in during her ritual, just sort of watching the waves and letting it resonate out with the moon up in the sky.
Takes about 15 minutes, but the porters do make a return. And sort of squeak and laugh at you, and
They're singing along.
they're doing a good job. Doing a good job.
Asher's going to take his drink and go up to the opposite end of the ship, like the back of the ship, past the wheel. That one.
We don't know stuff about boats.
That's not off.
Yeah.
So he goes to the stern and puts his elbows on the corner and looks out at the water and takes a drink, and then tries to use the sending spell.
What does he say?
It's Astra. Hi. I haven't forgotten. I'm just lost. I can't find my purpose. I want to come home. I miss you, Mum. And then he just takes another drink.
It takes about a minute, and you hear a reassuring voice in your head.
Oh.
Astra, my star. We've missed you too. But don't worry. As long as you have a home, you're not lost. You'll find your way. One foot in front of the other.
How dare you!
We're also fucking emotional.
Oh, cry.
Free action.
Oh, I failed. Oh, I actually got one.
Soft.
Oh my god.
Soft man's club.
Walking up to Astra at the back, even if I can't hear what he's saying, just seeing him alone, just leaning over the back with him. How are you doing?
I'm alright.
Let's squeeze your arm. You
I'm
were brave
fine.
today.
Thank you. They were dead, so it was different, I think.
I've been meaning to ask you what that's about.
I don't like fighting.
I know. I don't think anybody likes fighting that much, although... Okay, I can't speak for myself.
You were pretty excited about all that.
It was nice to come up against an enemy where I didn't feel any pain at having to do it. They really were just the bodies left behind from people who'd already passed.
Mm. Yeah, we did them a service.
What can we do for you, Astra? You stick by us and you do so much with us. And you promise to stick with us and you promise to help us all with all the things we need to achieve. Where are you trying to get to? What are you looking for?
I don't know yet. But if you... all you can do for me is let me stay with you. I've got to keep one foot in front of the other.
Yes.
And I think that my path lies with the loss of you.
If that's all you need, then we will have your backs. The whole way.
As I have yours.
You can come to me with anything, you know.
I know. Come on, let's go join the others. We've got to sort out what we're doing with all that gold that you all picked up.
Yes. Well, we'll fill your cup again and return to the others.
T stands for teamwork!
Guys, I think we're a party.
What the hell?
Oh no!
It took till level 20, but... level 20, episode 20.
Before that, Boblem, are you doing anything?
I think he was just gonna lay down, like slowly drink, just look at the stars, looking thoughtful.
Yeah, okay. It reminds you of the time that you sneaked a little bit of your grandpa's spirit.
Never.
Okay, maybe he didn't. Maybe his grandpa, like...
I imagine his
tiny
grandpa would give him a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
When grandma wasn't
Relax.
looking.
It's something, but it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, but you know, like the one that we make out of fruits, like.
Yeah. But that could be anything in particular. Yeah, obviously a rum made of sugar, but
Yeah. And I guess he's just pondering about the meaning of 1 year. Just keeps bouncing back and forth in his head and just thinking back to his life and what 1 year can mean. Just that.
Okay, the team for the most part comes back together. Those who are sitting aside, but is there anything you'd like to do together before you take your rest?
No, I guess Elyse would have started. She would have like opened up the chest and started laying out the items and everything. And
Okay.
How much is in there?
You count 1,500 pieces of gold. It's not a currency you recognise, but it's still thick.
legal
real
tender.
gold. Legal tender.
It's like when you come in with Scottish money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's legal tender.
Okay, you grabbed a few goblets as well. So you grabbed 2 gem-encrusted goblets.
Yeah.
There are 4 gems as well, little rubies inside this crate. And you got some other stuff.
We also got rubies from a different room, didn't we?
I believe you
Before,
might.
yeah, we had
Yeah, like
2
2?
rubies and 30 pieces of gold from
Yes,
that room.
yes. So you have
So 6
1,500.
rubies.
Mhm.
And what was the gold from that room?
1,500 and then
Plus
30.
30.
So 1,530 gold.
Let me get a calculator because we're all bad at it.
I can't divide 1,530 by 6 is hardly an easy.
255 gold each.
Unless we want to keep it all together, and then if we all need something together as a group, maybe we can use it for that.
We can keep it on the ship, can't we?
I suppose we
And
can.
hope we don't lose the ship, I suppose. Could we take maybe 50 each?
I
And
think
I would
it's
like
good.
to have some money on me.
Yeah.
as would I. It feels strange not having any.
Take 95 away from my share for yourself.
Thank you
Welcome.
for remembering.
I'll just take the remaining. I'll take 50 out of mine then.
When Renard said that about it feels strange having money on me, Elyse just like gave him a
Stink
cocked eyebrow look.
So does Sariel.
So there was also
I can't keep paying for you all if I don't have any money.
There are the other bits which you haven't valued. You need to get someone else to value.
yeah.
them.
So there was
But
like
it's just-
the crystal and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
It's just when you value them, note where you got them from, so that I can go back and have a look. But
Yeah. So
I'll
there was also the crystal, the candlestick. I took one of the circlets. I still have that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
useless outside of there magically, but it might
it's
be.
still made of like a fine metal. And there's a gem in the middle.
So we're saying we have 50 each? 50 gold each
On hand, yeah.
from hand.
And more.
And then there's the
And
party fund as well. You divvy all that up. Your coin purses feel strangely heavy.
Never had this much money before.
I don't think I have either.
Me neither.
Renard Cassian!
They look guilty.
Elyse will say, in Lakeside, do you reckon we'll be able to turn in that map? Get some more money?
Oh, I expect so.
Something, and we can sell. all this
I
other
don't
stuff.
think we need to worry about money at the moment, at least.
That's not what I'm worried about.
What are you worried about?
She doesn't say anything. Just glances at Sariel.
Not to be a stickler, but we did discuss before we'd have a policy of openness about anything we're worried about that might concern everyone's safety or anything.
Concern your safety necessarily. If it does, I would tell you.
Does it concern your safety?
I don't know.
Okay. Fuck your secrets.
Elyse will very pointedly say, look, I have a right to my privacy. I will tell you things if I have to and if it's necessary, but I'm not going to just tell you everything.
Okay.
You've seen that it can be dangerous for me. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, I'm just go silent.
Okay.
Can I keep working on the potions?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Thank
Spend
you.
some time. You finish your second one. What's that? But this one's getting like close to midnight. So if you mark down your 2 lesser healing potions. Remember as well, you can create stronger ones, but it does take longer.
Oh?
Yeah.
Might do that at some point actually.
You could use the other 2 ingredients to make your lesser a greater healing potion.
I'll do that.
Ooh.
So instead of the lesser, you could do that. But that will take a whole day.
I guess once I finish the second one,
Yeah.
Boblem would just go, I finished another one, if anybody would like take some.
Cassian.
Thank you.
There you go.
Do you have any more?
Yeah?
Yep.
Here you go.
Okay, so you each have a healing potion now.
Is that just a
Lesser.
regular?
Yeah, it's either lesser or regular, whichever it's called.
Finish more some sweet tea.
So, whilst we're on the subject of talking about things that are coming up, or whilst I've raised the subject, when we reach Lakeside, there's a strong chance people there might recognise me. And I don't know yet if that's something I want. I'll have to gauge the reaction of the people there when we arrive. I just thought I should warn you all.
Are you gonna wear your mask?
I suppose I'll have to decide.
If I'm right, you still have been wearing your mask.
Yeah, I've been wearing it this whole time.
Are there people who are dangerous for you there, or is it just you just don't want people to know who you are?
I don't think so. I can't say for sure how far word has travelled. But when I said before that there were people looking for me elsewhere, I was accused of doing something that I didn't do. And the only way to put it right is to find the people that I'm looking for. And until then, I've got no argument.
Has that been your mission from the beginning?
Yes, and that's why I'm opening up about it now, because I realised that I lied to you before and I didn't, like Elyse, expect to be travelling with you all this long.
I don't think any of us expected to be together still at this point.
No. And I hope that means you can understand why
I do.
No.
I'm hopeful that somebody in Lakeside might still be my ally. But if word has made it there, then I'm also scared.
Well, the thing is, if people in Lakeside aren't your allies, you have allies here.
And I know...
Ren smiles at Sariel.
Oh. And I know you're not a fan of magic, supposedly, despite casting it, but if worse comes to worse, I can make you invisible and you can escape. And I certainly won't be going into any towns looking like myself anytime soon. So...
That's understandable.
You've got our back and we've got yours.
Yes. I just thought I'd tell you because I don't want us to arrive there and people not to know what's going on.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for telling us.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go change. I'm going to go below deck.
Wipe the grime and mud and bits of ichor and bone dust and everything off yourself. And
Use some of the water in my water skin to try and like clean my face. I'm going to swap back into my nicer shirt and the blue doublet that I was wearing before, but leaving the chainmail under it this time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to sit down there.
Prestidigitation.
Oh, is Ren still below decks then?
Yeah.
Eventually Elyse will also go down. And she's still got the drink in her hand, and she just kind of sits down next to it. I was wondering if I wanted to ask you this before, but obviously stuff happened.
Sure.
Would you teach me how to sail the ship?
Yes.
I already know how to fly an airship, so I figured it would be easier for me to learn, and then it doesn't have to all be on you.
I would actually appreciate doing that. Especially because it's not going to be long upriver until we hit open water, and then I'm probably going to need some help.
Okay.
Mechanically speaking, as with your language, it does take a few months of practice to learn,
Yeah.
but you can certainly begin the journey. We can track this, and at a certain point, Astra will have Draconic as a language, and at a certain point you will have proficiency with water vehicles.
For the time being, I can definitely tell you how to go roundabout and
Yeah.
use the helm. Because you can learn that in minutes. Yeah. I would like to rest if that's okay.
That's fine.
I'll pass you the bottle of rum to take up to the others.
My true purpose in coming down here.
And Ren will go to sleep on one of the butts.
Elyse wants to keep watch,
Yeah.
so she'll go back up.
If you make a perception check.
Astra's going to go down and go to sleep then as well.
12.
You don't see anything threatening approaching you.
Does anyone else
Probably
want to watch?
watches
Does it-
Well, Cassian wants to wait until he thinks none of you are paying attention to leave the ship.
Okay. If you make a stealth check then. Seeing as Elyse is keeping watch.
13?
13? Okay, yeah, you managed to slip away unnoticed. And you two, are you staying up or going to bed or?
I'll sleep.
And I'll go to bed.
Or
Okay.
meditate.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay.
What are you doing when you're there?
I go a bit upriver. Same sort of thing as before when you're just about to see the ship in the
Yeah.
distance, like the light of it. And sensing new things afoot, stare into the river and just walk in fully clothed until I'm completely submerged.
You walk in, your head tilt back and your hair floats through the water and you kick your feet up and let yourself just float on your back for a while and stare at the moon, close your eyes. After a while it feels almost like two icy hands grip your shoulders, but not threatening, just holding you in place and sort of spinning you slowly.
I'd like to sort of sink into it and like push myself under the water.
Find yourself enveloped as you instinctively hold your breath and then take a gasp and icy water fills your lungs and your throat and reflexively your throat means to close, but then you breathe it out and you feel two hands still just guiding you, not pushing you down or pushing you up, but just gently on your shoulders. You see a faint shimmer of green sort of reflected in the surface of the water as you're underneath it. And you breathe the water in and out. It's cold though.
Yeah. I just stay there. It's the most comforted Cassian has felt in a very long time.
I will happily get up and swap watch with you at some point so you can rest.
Yeah.
Because I went to bed first.
When you come on deck, she's reading the book again, and she's got the arcane focus floating like a nightlight.
What did I tell you?
So I said
teasing.
about an hour or so, and then just
Yeah.
soggily go back.
I'm only teasing.
When you approach, she just snaps the book shut as you say that.
You can go rest.
It's not a matter of dwelling in the past.
Okay, I was teasing Elyse. Go and get some sleep.
You know, you made that decision without actually asking me if it was what I wanted to do.
No, I offered myself and you said me too. You can't put
You
that on
said
me.
it first. We
Yes,
should have talked about it. We didn't really know what it meant.
I thought the Sphinx was offering it to each of us individually. I wasn't doing that to you.
No, I know you weren't. I just mean that...
I agreed and then you agreed and then it was sealed.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to say... She's like trying to find the words, basically. I was trying in that place to have us all consult one another before we did anything, you know? Rather than...
Elyse, yes, I understand that. But as I just told you, I thought it was implicating me alone.
I know.
It was a decision concerning me, and I didn't want to die.
I wasn't sure either. I thought it was as well. I just... Never mind. She gets up and leaves.
Mhm.
Oh no! I'm in a bad mood.
I'm going to roll a perception check.
And you have a point though.
For
what?
watch.
Oh yeah, okay. Cassian would have come back during your watch.
I was going to say, do I catch Ren on my way back?
No, because you said you
the
stay for
hour.
1 hour. Elyse would have been on watch for like 4 hours, so that'd been in during her shift.
Right, okay.
Your alarm wouldn't have triggered because you recognise Cassian as a safe person. So yeah, you'd be back as meditating before that happened. Is there anything with the time change? Is there anything different you want to do?
Well, I was going to talk to Renard if I saw him, but no.
Well, I guess
You don't have to have gone to bed.
yeah, you'd be awake. You'd see him leave the chamber like 3 hours later. So
True.
you could always just pop back up and go see him.
I also don't need to sleep very much.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. That's what I mean. So
It's a 14 on perception, by the way.
yeah, you don't see anything.
Cool. In the dark. Well, with the braziers, I guess, but...
Yeah. So yeah, you can. So a few hours later, as Elyse comes down, Renard goes up. You can follow up a few minutes later.
Will do.
Yeah.
Just give him a moment to himself before
Bother.
the darkness.
I'm just going to be lighting up my glove and staring at it. I will come out. Cassian.
Renard.
Hmm.
Interesting day.
It was, wasn't it?
An interesting time.
You did well back then.
As did you.
To be expected.
Okay.
He's smiling as he says that, by the way. That's the first time he's smiled at Cassian.
I wanted to apologize for my tone last night. And the way that I behaved.
Right. Apology accepted. I shouldn't have been so harsh either.
Okay. Okay. You're very confusing.
Really?
You are frustrating, like no one else I have ever met in my life.
I'm not going to apologise for that.
It's not something you have to apologize for, it's just baffling.
Well, I hope you work it out.
Agreed. You're unusual.
I've been told that a lot.
No. Well, if you ever need someone at your back in a fight,
I know I can rely on you.
yes,
Cassian,
Renard.
you're a mage of some description. Sorry, that's me laughing at myself. You're such a twat.
Me trying to flirt at 14.
Get out of my school.
Of some description.
I light up the glove again.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
And yet you are doing it.
Do you know what this spell is?
I'd probably recognise the light cantrip.
Yeah. You reckon? Yeah, you reckon it has a simple light enchantment.
It's light. It's a very simple spell. Much like mind at dance, but just focused on an object.
And do you know of any way that someone could come about knowing this without ever attempting to learn it?
Make a Arcana check.
Natural one!
You have
you
no
himbo.
idea.
What colour is the Pink Panther?
Unfortunately, no, you have no idea. I mean, you know of... There are people of sorcerer's origin,
Yeah.
like Elyse, but
but-
that's the closest you can think of right now. And there are tieflings and elves like yourself who are innately born with power,
Yeah.
but...
This isn't ringing any bells.
Yeah, humanity can't do that.
Mhm.
They breed quickly and that's about it. As a species, not like...
Most magic is given, whether by blood or god or oath, but Astra, for example, as a tiefling, has certain abilities, even if he were not a spellcaster. I have had abilities before I truly started studying magic. Unless you're some sort of sorcerer like Elyse.
I don't think so.
I don't believe so either, so...
In my court I've known sorcerers and clerics and other kinds of mages, but I don't know. 4 months ago I could just do this. Suddenly.
I walk up closer and sort of peer at the glove.
I will take the glove off. It's still lit up.
Yeah, do you mind?
A bright light.
Turn it off.
I turn it off.
It's a light spell.
Great. No, thank you for helping. I'm frustrated.
Because you don't like magic. Or being able to cast it yourself.
I'm frustrated because I don't understand, and I don't like not understanding things. Normally everything can be read in a book.
Not all books have secrets written so plainly.
Thank you anyway.
You're welcome. I suppose you'll be wanting your glove back.
I take it. I put it back on.
Kind of tentatively puts a hand out, like a hover hand. May I?
Do what?
I can give you a pat on the shoulder.
No.
At least I asked. And I will leave.
Growth.
And I just sit there till morning.
Sun comes up and brightens up the forest. The first few rays are like poking through the trees and hitting you in the eyes and crests over the forest from one side. You begin to rouse yourself and prepare to make the best of the day. Begin hauling lines and shortly after, people roused by your movements begin to come up one by one from below deck. Sort of stiff, like cracking backs and pulling aching muscles from the previous day's exploits. Everyone's spell slots, abilities, hit points,
We love a long rest.
You love a long
Long
rest.
rest.
Ren is hauling up the anchor and getting the ropes ready as everyone's rousing.
Elyse will approach him and just,
Ready to learn?
yep.
You pull the line, the sail drops instantly, fills. A prevailing breeze from behind you glides you off over the water, and you begin the course of the journey upriver towards Lake Felric and Lakeside itself.
I will tell you what I'm doing as I do it.
Elyse will memorize.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to roll for this, but yeah, you begin the first of your lesson. You're taught essentially the locations of things on the boat and the names of them, the very basic premises of what
And
they
is it anything similar to what I would have learned previously about?
There are commonalities. Lines and sheets are the same thing. The principle of wind billowing into sails and how to angle them the right way to make a sense of how to move a ship, yes, does track over. Of course, you're only moving on 2 planes as opposed to on 3 where you were before in an airship. So there's a lot of things that you sort of have to forget and like not. I guess it's going from maybe. Actually, no, ignore that. Wrong analogy. Yeah, there are commonalities, but there are things which are completely new. For example, where before you're dealing with air resistance and wind currents, you're now dealing with water resistance and a tide which might be pushing against you, even though the wind is pushing you forward.
Yeah.
And you feel like you have to be aware of so much more. It's a lot to take in, but you have a steady base to build off, and you're keen to learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll be making notes in her book all the way.
Yeah. Is anyone doing anything else as you set off?
I'll go see how Astra is.
How are you this morning?
Better, actually. And you? You sleep well?
Yes.
Good. Hell of a journey we found ourselves on.
It is, isn't it? Didn't expect to be in a pyramid. Of all things.
No,
I thought those were only in Arrakis.
I haven't seen anything like that before.
Nor have I.
Spectacular.
You were very brave yesterday.
Thank you.
I don't think we would have got out there without you.
Oh, you would have got on fine. But it was. I mean, they were undead, so they're not really people, or you know. You were brave too. You walked right up to that big one.
Don't know, that's not going to stop me.
I can imagine it's not.
I've seen worse.
You can conquer anything.
I think together we all can.
I think so too. Yesterday was a lot though, I will admit.
Anything you want to talk about?
Astra smell kind of falters for a second before he sort of catches it, and is like, I don't fight because I don't like it. I can, and I know plenty of my brother is he's a hunter, he's really good at fighting, but it's never been something that I excelled in, and so I've always avoided it as much as I can. I think that talking can probably help in most situations, but I guess I'm starting to see that it's not always a viable option, and I don't quite know how to take that.
There's no shame in what you believe. Sometimes the world is just a very cruel place. But as we know what you would prefer and not prefer to do, we'll do our best not to put you in an uncomfortable situation, if we are able to.
If it called for it, I wouldn't be adverse to being in the fray if needs be.
Well, I think you'd be a force to be reckoned with.
Not next to you.
No. Not next to me.
Is anyone else doing anything or saying anything?
Would I be sailing with Ren for the whole day? Or?
Yeah, you'd be pretty
Okay.
taken up.
She seems to be enjoying it,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like a thing that she's keeping to herself.
Yeah.
Let me know when we hit open water.
Well,
I'd like to have a chat with Astra as well when he's
Yeah.
not.
A chat strap.
the talking stick is passed out.
I walk past Boblem, I take his talking stick.
Did you want a private conversation with Astra or?
Yes.
Okay.
Just sort of walking past and just be like, Astra, a word if you would.
Okay, sure.
Below deck we go. That song you sang yesterday, in the dining hall of sorts.
Mm.
I've not heard you sing that before. Do you like it?
I do like it, yes.
Would you like to hear more similar ones?
You know songs.
I lived in Mirrodale, Astra. I've been quite the patron of the arts for quite some time.
Right. We weren't in Mirrodale for that long, so I only saw the docks.
Right. I was somewhat familiar with Madame Nostrada's works before she had her fateful accident.
Make a history check.
Astra knowing things?
It's a nat
It's the
one.
natural one you deserve.
No idea.
I truly deserve
No idea.
the
No
most in
recollection of
character nat one I've ever had. It's the sort of thing where you pretend to know what you said, but like, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
Nostrada.
yes.
From himbo to himbo.
it. This party's a himbo, right?
I didn't know it was one of hers.
If you don't know who she is, then you do now.
Okay.
She was from across one of the other continents. The ship sank, unfortunately, when she was traveling to Mirrodale to perform, but I was familiar with some of her works through other concert halls, tributes and whatnot.
Well, it's sad that she died, but it's nice that she can live on through the music that you had played.
Precisely, I would like to think the same thing, and if you would like to know more of her songs, then I would be happy to share them with you.
I'd like that.
Alright.
What do you play?
Oh, I don't play anything, I can
Do you sing?
sometimes. Cassian just kind of
Backs off the camera. Astro's very happy.
No, I'd like that. I'd really like that. I do have a question for you as well,
Okay.
actually, regarding Mirrodale and in the docks there was a statue of the tiefling,
Yes.
and I kind of haven't stopped thinking about it, and I want to know more about him.
Make a religion check. Or history. Religion or history.
The same, it doesn't matter. 15.
15. You've heard a little bit about him. He was a tiefling devoted to the god Moran, the god of the forge. Stop grinning.
Well, maybe.
He was a champion of the arena before he was a champion of the gods, and found his calling and essentially devoted his life to smiting down the citizens of the dark, demons, devils, the undead. He had many feats to his name, which you couldn't really name off the top of your head.
Mhm.
You know, you think he went to hell at some point?
Why not?
And fought a Baelor, fought very strong demons. At one point, fought in like a flying mountain or something. Stopped a flying mountain over the glittering coast, which was crewed by undead.
Okay.
And his name was?
Varen.
Yeah. some sort of gladiator turned hero, fought a load of undead, maybe went to hell. Who can say? They make a big deal out of him in a few places, but I guess he was some kind of legendary hero.
A hero? A tiefling hero?
I guess if he killed a mound of undead and went to hell and fought the devil or something, that's pretty heroic, Astra.
And people look up to him?
A lot of people, yes. You're not used to being respected as a tiefling?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just I've never heard of something like that before. Of people doing that,
Right.
I've never been treated bad as a tiefling. It's just I've never heard people, doing that.
Being heroes?
No, looking up, considering a tiefling a hero, and
I mean, tieflings are pretty cool.
oh, thank you.
So, you're welcome, I guess.
And he killed the undead.
Just like you did.
Astra sort of grins to himself and feels like just looks a little bit prouder. Okay, thank you. I look forward to singing with you at some point.
Sure. You're welcome.
You return to your activities. A few hours pass before you hear the...
I keep working on the potion. by the
Yeah,
way.
it would have, by this time you've finished. Because it's not the 4 days past before you begin to hear the unmistakable screech of seagulls.
Bastards.
Yeah, bastards, right? I didn't
Sea
write it
rats.
so long.
Or air rats.
Sea rat. Okay. The river you see is going to be rounding a bend soon. When he comes up, you keel round, and as the forest thins out, you see a bridge spanning the river on both sides. You see structures, buildings, what looks to be like a temple spire. Maybe less than 100 buildings over both sides as you approach a settlement. At the moment, probably a kilometre away.
A bridge we could get under?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Fairly likely. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell at this distance.
Do I recognise the town?
No.
Okay.
You're coming from the south. You recognise this isn't Lakeside. Lakeside's on the north end, and it doesn't look anywhere near the scale of Lakeside.
No, I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
the list. I was just wondering if I knew the name of the town.
You don't know the name of the
Okay.
town. Okay.
What's that place?
I don't know, one of the perhaps fishing towns around the outside of the...
It's not on the map, is it?
Worth stopping in?
I checked the map, it's not on the map. Or is it on the map?
It's not on the map, no.
Oh, could be worth stopping in. Ren has paled a little bit at the sound of seagulls.
As you get closer, you see low, squat buildings made out of wood, but painted in mostly like dark navy blue or burgundy or maroon, with sort of white flashings, either wooden or thatched roofs on both sides. And you see a small set of docks with probably 10 or 12 small boats and ships, like mainly like fishing vessels, docked up on this side of the bridge.
Can we see any, either in the town or on the ships, any heraldry? Like any flags flying that might match the ones we have in the boat?
You make a perception check.
Kiss it. The white one.
The white one?
Kiss it.
If it fails, Cassian has betrayed you.
That's a natural one.
Okay. You take a glance. There is like a spyglass on board. You take that. Fluttering from a few of the buildings, you see a blue flag with a white circle and 3 stars around it. You don't recognise this on any of the pennants on your ship.
I don't know what to do. Do people want to stop here?
Not necessarily. I know you know this area. I thought it might be worth it. If you know whether it's worth it.
Definitely not the direction I've ever come at Lakeside from before.
We can't be that far from Lakeside, like
Well-
you said, so
This will be the lake, and it'll be at the other end of the lake.
we might as well keep
That's why
going.
it's called Lakeside.
Oh, Astra.
Well, we have supplies to delicious rations and potions, so there's not really any need.
We're in stomach growls.
Not really any need necessarily.
We could cook some seagull if we're sick of rations.
Or we could fish.
Oh, good fish.
Fish.
You drift closer to the docks and hear the hubbub of activity. You see many people running about, carrying things, offloading things from docks into the city. There's an air of excitement. Yeah, people don't really seem to have noticed your paging lamp. You're still like 200 meters off the docks. The bridge is closing. It's about 500 meters away.
Something seems to be happening here.
Do we want to stop or should we just carry on?
I mean, this kind of looks like it could be fun.
I will leave the decision up to all of you. I'm inclined to keep on towards Lakeside, but I also staring out at the lake on the other side.
Maybe if we stop here for a bit, you can teach me more, and then I can sail over the lake, or at least help you more. I don't know.
I'm taking her in.
The boom swings over and you begin angling the boat over towards the docks. As you get close, about 30 meters away or so, you see one of the dock hands does turn and sort of looks surprisingly at you, but whistles and sort of waves you down. And as you get close, there's a coil of rope ready and throws it out to you.
Jump up to the front and take the rope.
Yeah, and you know as well that there's a line on your end as well that you throw out, and as he's thrown out his one, he catches it and you're tying it around a knot on the docks. You're brought in and the boat angles and grinds up against the dock. You see what seems to be a full orc man with a long grey beard, long grey hair sort of shaved at the sides and braided and pushed back, and sort of simple fisherman's clothes but with grey-green coloration, two big tusks coming on out of his mouth. He beckons you out, and once he's tied up, just sort of like nods over to, you see a small little building, a little more than a shed, well made, at the end of the docks.
I greet him good afternoon in Orcish and ask him where we are.
You speak the tongue. You're in Wilson's Landing.
Wilson's Landing.
Wilson's.
Wilson's Landing.
There's no T. What brings you up from the jungle?
We were just heading this way towards Lakeside. We found ourselves in the jungle and
Are you coming to join the games?
the games.
The games, of course.
Ren's face lights up.
We don't understand this.
We're just like,
No, you wouldn't. The games at Lakeside. What are you talking about? It's the biggest event on the lake.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yes, of course we are.
Are you playing for us? You're not from here. Will you play for us? How many? 1, 2, 3. We could use 6 extra pairs of arms, eyes, and legs.
Which games were these?
Just the lake's games. Us, we're going to compete against the other towns for the glory.
Let me speak with my friends and
Okay.
we can find somewhere to get a good meal.
Of course, there are plenty of places. Today's about your last day. Most of us are going to head over and sail over to Lakeside, but you're welcome to come join. Bring your mast, bring your arms. Come, find me once you're all done. You will have to pay a docking fee.
That's absolutely fine. Sorry, your name?
Hom. Yeah, just H-O-M.
Of course, my friend.
We'll see you soon.
I just turned around grinning, completely forgetting that none of you could understand any of this.
And we're just like,
dumbfounded.
he seems really happy.
Yeah.
Was that what it sounded like? Just sounded like.
What was that conversation about?
This town?
This is Wilson's Landing, and they're getting ready for the games at Lakeside.
What's that?
What games?
Like a tournament.
Of what?
What does that entail?
Sailing? Or sports? of some kind?
Gladiator, the arena.
It's
Like Farron.
It's a tournament. Surely you would have seen posters for them in Mirror Town.
You've heard of many tournaments, but not of the late games.
No, I mean just posters for tournaments.
Yeah, you've seen plenty of
Tournaments, of course not this one.
Well, it's the Lakeside tournament.
Do you know where it is?
I know tournaments.
Like boat jousting?
Or
Some
just
kind of sailing contest, like a race, or
it'll be sailing, or it'll be horseback. It'll be something. It'll be exciting. It'll be fun.
Well, we can have a look. Why not?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I realise I'm probably coming across completely insane right now.
I'm still amazed that you just spoke Orcish.
Oh, is that what that was?
I
He's
can
done
only
it
assume.
before.
Oh,
How do you do it?
Oh, no, he went there for lunch.
He did when we were in Astra.
Sorry, I have a lot of Orcish men.
Do you now? Cassie gives you a quizzical brow.
Not like that, under my command.
Elyse is still laughing.
Gives you a further quizzical brow.
I'm sorry, this is one of my favourite things to do. I love tournaments.
Elyse just looks at you kind of confused, but then kind of like she wants to say something and then she thinks better of it and just turns away.
We deserve some light-hearted fun.
It's in Lakeside anyway, and we're heading that way.
Oh, cool, okay.
I just thought we could stop. Well, he said there was somewhere to get good food, and I don't know, we could look around. So probably another day of sailing up to Lakeside.
Sure. Do you think I mean, Lakeside's bigger than this, right? So we should probably try and sell all our stuff there rather than here.
Oh, definitely.
It looks like a very small town.
Lakeside is a trade hub, so I'm sure we'll fetch a good price.
Okay.
In regards to the boat, do we, if we just bustle up, like, do we want to be stealthy about its nature, or do we just want to?
There's a docking fee here, but I'm sure we can cover it if we don't want to,
I'm
Right
just
now.
asking
How much?
what you guys would rather.
it would be an average.
You didn't ask much, but it wouldn't be probably like a couple of silver.
I mean, considering the circumstances under which we found this boat, it kind of would draw attention if we were just like
That's what
right
I
in front of
Yeah.
a town. So
Probably
maybe not.
a couple of silver in a place like this.
I mean, we just found,
Don't even say it out loud.
so
As long as
it's
we
not a
make sure
problem
to
anymore.
go back and get it.
I am dying for a hot meal. Even if we just stay here for a couple of hours.
What do you mean you don't want rations? You're always so excited to get them out.
Yes, thank you, Astra.
You bought so many of them.
And I'm just happy to have some solid ground under my feet, so if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to find a tavern.
Sure.
Let's go.
This seems fun.
You step off the boat onto the docks and find firm purchase under your feet again. You stroll along the dock past a few boats and sort of taking in the town before you is this bustle of activity, and people are like clapping in, like grasping each other, like grinning at each other. You see lots of people have like blue armbands on, that like simple ribbons just like tied around their upper arms, just like fluttering in the wind. A lot of these are sort of like streamers that are like fluttering over what's the word? Like little pennants of like between
Like bunting?
bunting. Yes,
Yeah.
there's blue bunting everywhere. Okay, between all the streets, sort of off people's things and everything. You stride up the dock towards Hom, who's in this little shed thing, just sort of like poring over like this big book, just filling things out, and sees all of you there and in common. Welcome.
Hum, these are my friends.
I'm Hom.
Hello.
Welcome to Williston's Landing.
Hello.
Hey.
It's a pleasure to meet you all.
You too.
Oh. You were curious?
I forgot to say, before they docked, Elyse would have changed and put on a headscarf and
Okay.
would have like. So I'm going to say that her like disguise outfit now is like the trousers and
Yeah,
black and blue
yeah.
tunic from
That's
her
cool.
original outfit,
And
and then hair hidden and the waterfall jacket from Sanskrit. So it's just like meshing the two outfits.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would, because you
Yeah.
did say you were going to before, so yeah, that's
just
fine,
wanted
that's
to make
fine.
sure it was said.
The price is 3 silver.
Of course.
Or, are you captaining the ship? And the ship's name?
The Lyra bird.
You hesitated.
Sorry.
Okay. So looks out and... Oh, I don't see a name on it.
Our nameplate's fallen off. We need to have a new one fixed on.
Well, you've come to the right place. We can fix that for you, for a fee. Delighted bit. And your name?
Renard.
Renard. Fill some things out and basically gets you to sign a book and closes it up. And now you're looking for some food. Hot food, good food.
Yes.
Please.
I recommend the Tired Butcher.
Somewhere that doesn't serve meat for my friend as well.
I'm sure they have things that aren't meat.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your time.
The blue armbands for your town?
Yes, it's our colours.
Do we get one too?
Are you joining?
What do we need to do?
represent us, play for us.
What?
Whatever you want. Sailing, rowing, fishing, test of strength, throwing balls through nets, fighting, sparring, the naval joust.
I can't believe we're on the sports episode.
God, we're all jocks now.
We're so delighted.
However you want to try your hand, all you have to do is fly the blue flag from your mast and represent us at the games. We're not going to let Katelyn beat us again. And he seems like genuinely like beaming that you're willing to join and help. Are you the prospect?
I'm in.
Yes.
Wonderful,
Yeah, sure.
wonderful. Ask at the inn. They'll have flags for you there and they'll run you through the details. We leave tomorrow at the crack of dawn. The flotilla will sail. You look out. So on the other side of the bridge are a larger set of docks and you see maybe 20, 30 long ships. Beautiful dark wooden long galleys with probably 40 sets of oars on each side. These huge masts and rolls of blue fabric for the sails. You see heads of dragons and wyverns, fairies, chimeras at the head carved ornately out of wood. It's hard to get a full detail of them now, but you can tell that these are something special. The flotilla sails tomorrow. If you'll join us.
We're heading to Lakeside anyway.
Wonderful. If you have space on your ship and you wish, you can take a few more people over. It's half the party is the ride over.
We'll think about it.
Wonderful. There's no obligation. Elyse
looks very uncomfortable at this prospect.
That's okay, there are plenty of ships, it's just to share the party.
We'll find somewhere to eat and then perhaps we'll see you again before the morning.
Wonderful, I'm sure you shall.
The ribbons.
The ribbons, get them at the inn.
At the end.
They'll be
Thank
handing
you.
them out.
Let's go eat.
Yeah.
Walking through, you cross through a small sort of square, which is pretty much just like packed earth with 7 or 8 buildings around it. You do see an inn, you see a sort of a town hall and a small temple. You cross over and you do find the Thai butcher inn. The sign seems to be a butcher in butcher's gear who's been chasing around a pig and doesn't look very tired. You step in and it is lively. There are probably 30 people in here. You see a mix of men and women and all sorts of people. You see a fair amount of humans, more than you had seen before in one place, orcs and half-orcs. The orcs standing just under 7 feet tall, the half-orcs a little bit smaller and slighter, but both, in the orcs with more of a solid coloration, either blues or greys or greens, and the half-orcs who tend to have a mix between two. Most of them with a fair amount of ornate gilded piercings with long hair swept back and usually shaved on the side. You see like runic, not carving, but runic markings like shaved into the side of their heads as well. Most of them in simple fisherman's gear. You don't really see weapons on many people. You see what seem to be 2 very stressed out barmen. One human, one orc who is sort of pouring out pints and handing them out to people. There aren't any tables free, but there is space free where you could probably get in and sit.
Okay,
Not rations.
not rations. In fact, I'm happy to get it for everybody.
We've all got money now.
I know.
For money.
Yeah, I'm not paying for mine. Yeah, too.
I suppose find a space by the bar to order some food
Yeah,
and sort of stand around together.
yeah. You're able to order like stuffed hens with rice and wild fruits for most of you, and you're able to order stuffed peppers. I think it was just the same.
It's not fish, I'm very surprised.
Ding dong.
Elyse is delighted that it's not fish.
It is fish on offer, but as you specified meat.
Elyse will also order a drink.
Yeah. So okay. So between that, they'll come to 3 gold for all of it in total.
Okay, I'll give one of my gold then.
But that's for everything, for all the.
Yeah.
How much is it each?
So it's 3 silver for a meal.
Well, Elyse will get a meal and then like a double shot
Yeah,
whiskey.
and then 2 silver. Okay, yeah. So if you each want to pay just 5 silver.
I wouldn't object to Renard paying for me.
I will pay for Cassian.
I'll pay for myself.
Yes,
Not good for me.
I don't
Yeah.
even
Silver?
5
question
silver.
it. I'm just like, and then I smile at you.
Oh.
You are brought over your food. You are sort of like standing a corner. It's not too bad, but it is busy and people it is raucous. Okay.
JD, would you say that it's the life of the party?
Life of the
End
party.
credits. Right.
You know when you get to that point in a video game, you've been playing for like 6 hours and then suddenly like, the title sequence rolls.
Yeah.
That's us right now. I'll ask at the bar as well about the ribbons.
Yeah, okay. The orc bartender comes over to you and says that his name is Arth. Does he explain this? What do you say? What do you ask?
We spoke to someone down at the dock about the tournament in Lakeside and
Right. Are you joining?
wanted to sign up and
Wonderful. Here's a pennant. Put this around your mast, and put these, hands out a bunch of ribbons, around your arms. When you get down to Lakeside, I understand this is your first time. From the looks of you, there'll be a place to register, I guess. I mean, just rock up to wherever takes your fancy most. There's a bunch of things, and throw your hand in. Enjoy it. Have fun.
we will. And I say thank you in Orcish.
You're welcome. Remember, the party starts tomorrow.
We'll remember that.
He explains to you there's 3 days of games. Tomorrow there aren't any of the games themselves, but tomorrow is the sail over, and it's sort of an opening ceremony / party, and all the 3 towns will sail towards Lakeside, meet in the middle, and we'll just be knocking it back all day. They'll meet as like one large armada in the middle, and then sail onto Lakeside. And it's just, he describes it as just a cacophony of noise, horns, music and revelry, people hopping from ship to ship and like making off with like kegs of drink and stuff. And
Elyse is not interested. By the way, Elyse has also been keeping an eye out for any dragonborn while she's been walking around.
she hasn't noticed any dragonborn.
Okay.
You do notice a couple of of some of the smaller races like gnomes and dwarves and halflings, but a majority of orcs, half-orcs and humans.
Mhm.
From those of you who have spent some time around the sea, you know that orcs have a sort of propensity for being on the sea. They are natural born sailors, and many of them either live their life by the sea or on ships. Mhm. Also coming in that they are master like woodsmen, like craftspeople.
Right, I'm incredibly excited. I start trying to tie the ribbon around my arm.
Astra will help. And then put his own on. And I'll be like, do you want help? I can do yours as well.
Sure.
Guys.
Sure,
Have any
thank
of you
you.
ever seen a tournament before?
No.
No, I've never seen one.
The odd one.
Would you like one?
Have I? Is there anything like that?
Yes.
There are games and sporting events everywhere, but this seems like a scale that isn't something you've seen before, especially as this is, from what you understand, just one of 3 competitors.
Yeah.
And like, the scale and the excitement here is something to behold.
Gently ties that to you.
Cassian?
Astra's offering, so.
Ties it on.
Once you all put them on, there are a couple of people who are sort of, as they're passing like through the bar and staggering out, do sort of like clap you on, a couple of you on the back, or like reach out to like shake your hand with these big orc mitts.
Injury.
Not hard, just sort of like on the shoulder or nothing that hurts.
You will notice Elyse kind of tense if someone hits her there.
Yeah.
Ren just squeaks and sort of moves away.
If there's like a moment, Elyse will pull Astra aside. Hey,
We haven't talked to Astra episode.
yeah. Been meaning to do it for so long. Yeah, she'll just Scott like take you aside quietly and be like, before we when we get back on the ship, before we start sailing, would you mind taking another look at my back?
Of course.
With all the sailing and the pyramid, it's feeling sore and yeah. I mean, I can deal with the pain. It's just more the thought that it's still not healing. Once we get to Lakeside, I can go to a temple. So
There was a temple here, wasn't there? I saw a very tall building as we came in.
They're comparatively tall, but not massive, especially compared to
But tall
some temples you've
compared
seen. Yes, there is like a smaller like spire tower.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks fairly simply made. You didn't see who it was devoted to.
From places I've been, it kind of looked like a temple from the outside, or from the distance, so maybe it is. We can go check it out.
yeah, maybe I should do that. see if anyone can heal me here.
We can do that.
As they're talking about that, you're probably going to laugh at me for this, but I've never had the opportunity to participate in a tournament as a regular participant.
I've never participated in anything like this before ever, so I find that so funny.
Well, you're going to be amazing.
I don't know about that. Well, have you participated as a prince? Whispers it really low.
There's, yes, some participation sometimes. But it's more sort of like a...
Airs and graces.
Exactly.
Not really a
Fair fight.
fair fight, and I don't mean that against you, I mean that
That no one would want to beat you.
which is unfair. Takes the fun out of it.
It does.
Oh. Why would they not want to beat you? If it's
You
a
don't want
game.
to show up, you know,
Someone that high up.
it gets boring. So I'm excited to try my hand at the games anonymously. What sort of thing would everyone be interested in trying?
I mean, we're not sailors, so.
And a lot of us aren't very
Strong.
physical.
Fishing, perhaps? I used to fish with my
If there's
grandpa.
anything to do with magic,
Then we are
then we're
on board.
Are you good at fishing then, Boblem?
I would hope so. I spent so many years doing that with my grandpa. Would have been ashamed to be bad at something. One of the few things I did.
Was your family or a lake or the ocean?
Sometimes it'd be.
I forgot that it moved from place to place.
what?
What?
Oh, were you not there for that conversation? Boblem's farm moves.
That's amazing. How?
I don't know. It just kind of goes from place to place. I thought everybody else's home.
Well, mine did, but
So you see.
yeah.
But you didn't live on an airship.
No. We're very much on ground.
Did it have legs? Or did it just...
Oh, yeah, is it magical?
Boblem giggles at the thought of a farm with legs. No, it didn't have legs. I don't know, it just kind of, yeah, I guess poof, like you said.
Did you ever see it move, or did you just wake up and it was in a different place?
And I would wake up and he was in a different place.
Cassian is algebra woman right now.
Did your family make it do that, or did it just do it on its own?
I just thought everybody's home did that. They never said they did it.
You make some very bold assumptions, Boblem.
If you don't know any different from the way you brought up, why would you question it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My home never moved once.
Well, mine moved all the time, so
I suppose for some people a home is more the people that you live with rather than the physical location.
That's true.
Exactly, my home wasn't a set place, it was just we move.
Same with mine.
And what's yours?
I guess I would say my home was my grandparents. Didn't really care where the farm went. But I guess I do feel kind of like I'm a bit at home when I'm with you guys.
Cassian thinks to himself.
Can't catch me feelings.
Elyse smiles a little bit, but she also looks kind of sad. She looks down her food and is kind of poking it.
Okay, so sports.
Sports. Did y'all see the game last night?
What sport do you want to do, Renard?
Renard?
Sorry. What was that?
What sport?
Oh, I suppose I'll probably spar with my sword. It's what I'm best at.
If they let you use magic in a sparring tournament like that,
Or a
I
magical
imagine
sword.
not.
Is Lakeside a very magic-heavy place?
Not particularly. You imagine magic isn't forbidden there by any means, but in the games it would probably be frowned upon. Using magic to enhance yourself. Of course, it was used subtly, and no one wants to know. Fair enough. But in the case of like sword sparring, you probably would be using just like blunted swords or something. But yeah, using magic to influence the outcome of something probably regarded as unfair. You wouldn't be thrown in jail, you imagine, but kicked out probably.
I explain this to them, and then anything that I think possibly off a list of things at a tournament that they could be good at.
Yeah. So I mean, there's going to be rope hauling, sailing, cannonball pelting.
Yes, Cassian can do that.
Eating.
Archery.
Fishing. Archery is likely.
Probably.
Anything to do with climbing? Jumping?
Almost definitely. Like rigging climbing will probably be very popular.
Maybe.
I can just cheer you on.
I'm not that fast.
I do as
I
well.
have other things I want to do in Lakeside, so.
You can inspire us.
You can sing one of your lovely songs.
You still need to teach me your songs.
I will.
Okay.
Your songs?
Ask later. And there's a singer I like that I was going to teach Astra some of her music.
Lady Nostradamus?
Madame Nostrada.
Can I make a history check?
Yeah.
Thomas Nostradamus!
Genuinely forgotten. He's just gonna get her name wrong every time.
Yeah. Mr. Nostradamus.
You've heard of Lady Nostrada. Maybe while it's not music that you actively pursue and listen to, you have heard the name. And between talking over with Cassian, you're able to confirm, yeah, she died about 100 years ago and was a famous operatic singer and inspired a great deal of people.
Somewhere near Mirrortown then?
Yes, she was going to grace our town with her talents, and then it just sort of...
100 years ago?
Yes.
Yes, I was...
A young one.
So I was around your age, Sariel.
How old was that?
In my early hundreds.
You kind of lose track after a while.
More or less.
You seem shocked by the idea of 100 years ago.
Just, I guess I didn't line up that elves live for that long.
That is a long time to be.
It is a long time,
It's kind of their thing.
My parents are in their like
I guess.
late 500s.
I've never met many elves before, so...
These two will be alive long after us.
Unless something gets us first.
Nothing's on
Before you can even say that, Cassian just kind of flinches.
Existence.
Just panicked at that thought. That's a lot of years.
Well, not to make the conversation awkward.
The door swings open and someone walks in and the smell of something sweet wafts in on the breeze.
You have my attention?
Look out and you do see a line of 5 or 6 orcs and half-orcs sort of just around the side of outside. You can't see what they're queuing up for right here.
You will see Ren genuinely like...
You poke a head up and you see sort of like propped up open on a bench an array of confectionery. You see a young person, sort of like androgynous in appearance, but wearing like a sort of like half dress on with sort of short reddish hair. It seems to be human. Behind a bench which is arrayed out with donuts and pastries and candied sweets and small cakes and muffins. Seems to be just be pulling them out and out of a bag. It's now attracting a rather large line of mostly orcs and half-orcs who, you know, have quite a sweet tooth. They're quite known for that. Who are waiting waiting expectantly, sort of like looking over and just very interested in this.
Oh,
So is Astra. Astra's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
excuse me.
I have to leave.
I need to be somewhere right now.
Yeah, you're able to step out and sort of join the queue if you wish.
That smells really good. What is it?
It does smell good. It does smell good. There are all sorts of confections.
Cakes and donuts and confectionery.
Does this, like, it's similar to the confectionery where I come from? Or?
There are some elements like sticky glazed buns with like raisins and cinnamon on, and there's some that you don't recognise at all. And some
savouries?
There are definitely savouries there as well. Yeah. You queue up and you're there for about 5 minutes, and you see customers leaving and they're sort of just devouring into things in a mess of pastry and iced sugar before you get up to the front. Welcome. I'm Karen. How can I treat you today?
Hi, Karen.
Hi, I'm Astra.
Hi, Astra.
How much for a whole bag?
Just like a mix or one thing in particular?
Some of everything.
well, let's see. Gold piece. Fill your bag. Not mine, mind you.
I'll get 2 bags.
Wonderful.
All for Renard.
We'll take the lot. Reaches into their bag and just pulls out 2 more smaller, sort of like muslin bags. Lays them out on the table and waves their hands over sort of the confectionery on display. So this,
Everything.
and just puts a whole bunch into these things and ties them up and secures them and hands them over sort of gleefully, and then another, and then, you know what? She was so polite. Puts a little extra muffin on for. Ties it with a bow and hands the second one over and please spread the word.
Pass
Karen's
2
confectionery.
gold. And as I do, so what's everyone else having?
There's a line is still forming behind you. People are like poking over your shoulder and that's not all, is it? You're taking everything. Worry not, and reaches into their bag. You see that arm go in longer than how the bag is for sure. Their shoulder disappears up into it and just pulls out.
That's why I use my bag of holding for. Snacks.
As they come out, a waft of warmth of cinnamon and honey and jasmine and many spices and scents which you hadn't experienced before waft over your nose, and you go back. There are people sort of pushing behind you.
Do you have any candied fruit?
We do actually. We have candied peppers and candied berries and a copper apiece.
Hands over a handful of coppers.
Sort of fills up like a small little wooden tub with it and just hands it over.
Do you have any kind of fruit pies?
Fruit pies, most certainly. There are a bunch included in the big bags, but does like show that
I was kidding, I will share this with you.
I thought you were gonna have it all.
So did I.
There's one which is clearly like a blueberry, one like strawberry, and then there's some yellow fruits which you don't understand, or you don't recognise, right?
Which one's your favourite?
The blueberry. The
I'll
blueberry
have
most
that.
certainly.
I'll have that too then. Thank
Wonderful,
you.
wonderful.
Okay.
Anything with paprika, perchance?
We have a lovely smoked gammel with some paprika in a sort of pasty, if you will.
Yes, please.
And pulls it out as a sort of like little twisted rectangle, which is still steaming and smells good. And there are a couple like slits in it. You can see the steam coming out.
So hungry.
It's silver each for those 3 things.
Them a silver.
Okay.
Yeah, pass that over.
I will go and sit on like a grassy spot or something
Yeah.
nearby.
With your 2 bags of pastry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Please spread the word.
We
Karen's
will.
confectionery.
I'm gonna go sit next to Ren with his sack of pastries.
Same.
You're like sitting on the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bit of a sweet tooth, huh?
I don't think I've had cakes in months. So
No, me either. The first time I had them was back in Riven, but that was like a year ago. So looking forward to having them again.
Was that during the festivals?
Yes. Have you been to the festivals at Riven?
She sort of looks away, like, as if, whoops, didn't need to say that.
You know, there's a trademark thing served at the festivals in Riven, which is these small little white pumpkins which are hollowed out and then filled with a sort of toasted mixture of like pumpkin mix, sweet rice, currant sultanas and cinnamon, and like, sealed back over. People walk on stilts through the crowds at the Harvest Festival, sort of handing them out.
Astra describes this.
I'd love to see that.
It was incredible. It was the first time I've been in a city and it just really set the bar.
I've offered pastries around, by the way.
I'll take one.
Thank you.
You scoff and you get into these and lose yourself in silence. A few minutes pass and shake the jetty behind you.
Immediately
voice.
on
Hand on pouch.
I didn't think I'd find you here. And to think, I left Santrika to get away from you 6. You turn around to see a familiar, turtle shape.
I was so scared.
And that's how I let tonight!
Whip it back! The whiplash of emotion I felt in that moment. Oh my god.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much, Megan, for your creation of Karen's confectionery. I hope you've done justice. And thank you all for this wonderful experience. I hope you're all right.
Oh my god!
Anyone a really positive no? Okay.
I was literally about to
Honestly, I was so scared. I was like, already?
Yeah. Oh, thank you all so much. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I know I certainly have.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being part of our story. We love you so much. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hello everyone, it's JD. Happy New Year and welcome back to our adventure. We hope you all had a wonderful time over the holidays, wherever you were, and that you're settling in to spectate for the Lakeside Games. Why not treat yourself to something special for the new year from Wormwood Gaming Supplies? Use our discount codes LIFEOFPARTY for free US shipping and LIFEOFPARTYINT for $10 off international shipping on any item on their store. All our thanks to our executive producers Emily Hogarth, Caitlin Ferguson, Alexandra Johnson and Leah Moran, and to everyone who backed us on Indiegogo in 2019. You can still grab Discord access via the crowdfund, and can also support Life of the Party at patreon.com/NyxRising or via the join button on YouTube to get bonus D&D content and much more. Until next time, roll with advantage, and we'll see you on Wednesday.